Well, let's just see what we did with 590 US dollar bills, y'all. I'm way Oh, all right. Let's just jump straight into the money side of things, y'all. 592 US dollars for the whole month. That's $19 a day. I don't know what you can do with $500 in the States. You're not paying your rent. You're damn sure not making memories that last your lifetime riding motorcycles through the Himalayas. So, $222 for sleeping. Most of that's hotels and guest houses. I did camp a few nights, but not to save money because I enjoy sleeping under the Million Star Hotel next to beautiful lakes and incredible mountains. Fuel, well, my little 200cc motorcycle, surprisingly fuel efficient, even though I'm literally riding the dog crap out of her. Fuel's kind of expensive here in India, but this bike doesn't drink a whole lot of it, so life's good. $117 eating the entire month. Awesome food. This is not trying to scrape by. This is not just trying to eat rice and beans. This is eating amazing food and making memories. Maintenance was the number four rather, and that was because I put a tire on the bike. Right then, y'all. So a lot of people have been asking me what's the price difference in India and Europe and South America. So let's just take a look. So here's 200. That's for restaurants, and that's what I was spending in Europe for the last year or so. And here in India, I'm spending 117. So dramatically cheaper on food. Once again, the budget, $68 for groceries. I spent 22 here in India. So India's much cheaper food-wise. Sleeping-wise, $272 is what I was spending in Europe, like hostels and hotels and stuff. Here in India, $222, so a little bit cheaper. Obviously, you could spend a lot more sleeping in five-star Ritz-Carltons. I like to stay in these guest houses. Really friendly families. They convert their home into an actual sleeping arrangement, and then they serve food and dinner and breakfast and all that kind of stuff. It's awesome. Here in India, fuel's actually much more expensive, but my bike is much more fuel efficient than what I was riding in Europe. So we're coming up good there, y'all. Right then, so here you can kind of get a better visual representation of the different categories I'm spending. I kind of like this just because I'm a visual person and it really helps me. But basically, how we come up with this is that's restaurants. $117 is what I spent, so I had $82 left, and that's eating what I want to eat when I want to eat. This is not trying to save money at all. This is lifestyle design, enjoying all the great food of India. Saying that, here in booze, I wish I spent more than $12. It's really difficult to find hooch here in Ladakh and Leh, in Kashmir. Just not a lot of beer or whiskey or anything out there. So $63 left this month in that particular budget. But man, that's life. What are you going to do? Fuel's actually pretty expensive here in India. But luckily, my little 200cc X-Pulse is fairly fuel efficient, even though I am riding the absolute dog crap out of this bike, wide open, hitting the rev limiter in every gear. And even maintenance-wise, super cheap to maintain this little machine. Well, all right, let's jump into the map, see where all we've been. So, came up here towards Rishikesh, super cool, saw the Beatles Ashram, and over here through Missouri, and then saw an abandoned tunnel from 120 years ago. Came up through Spiti Valley. That was a good couple-week ride. That was just fantastic. Came up here towards Keelong through Zanskar, and that was a couple, 4 or 5 day ride up to that valley full of dirt. And then over here to Leh, hung out there for about a week. Then went up over the pass to Nubra Valley. That's Pakistan. Went to that border. Couldn't make it any farther. That was pretty cool. And then went up to the Chinese border. That was about as far as we could go there. And then buzzed over here to Pangon Lake. Super, super beautiful. Really enjoyed that a lot. Buzzed down here towards Hanley. Did the tallest pass in the world. Umling La. Now we're talking. And then buzzed out the back way through the desert. Came up here through a little village and staying. And now the general plan is to head to Nepal. I'm going to convert more of these flags, the green, which are want to go, and blues, which are have to goes, like abandoned places or ruins or really beautiful temples. So now the general plan is to kind of bebop over like this, something along those lines, and head into Nepal before my visa expires, and then go over there for, probably 2 months. It looks like you can stay in Mustang and stuff until about December, so that'd be about perfect timing for me, and I'm just thrilled to do it. So really, the goal is to turn as many of these flags as we can into gold stars for being there and have visited and fully experienced it. I'm pumped, y'all. Let's do this thing, baby. Well, let's just see what we did with 590 US dollar bills, y'all. I'm way behind on posting, but here's the Beatles Extradom, which was pretty boss. Did the initial maintenance on the Hero 200, purring like a brand new baby kitten. Riding through a hell of a lot of waterfalls since it was the rainy season, just crazy green and beautiful lush. Showed people how to buy a motorcycle here in India. Got to see some amazing temples, truly beautiful, and just the ride up here to these was absolutely incredible. Got to find a 130-year-old tunnel they were trying to make for trains, and they were drilling from both ends, and they missed. Huge catastrophe, and with the help of some locals, I got to find this place, and that was really a great find. Awesome waterfall riding, super cool camping, 600-year-old mummy. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Riding out here in these valleys in Spiti Valley. And of course, I got to see the world's highest village with the highest post office in the world. Pretty impressive, y'all. Love it, love it, love it. All right, y'all, let's look at the entire time I've been here in India. This has been over 5 months. Our monthly average, 1154. So our goal is $1,000 a month, which is not a real goal, but it's just an idea. But this includes buying a $2,400 motorcycle. So over the course of weeks and months and years, this daily average is going to come down, and so is this monthly average, because like this month was 600, that was 700, that was 600. Of course, that was our big month when we bought the bike. And then this is 590, which is what we spent in the last month of traveling full time. So you can see like all these other expenses, they're all going to average out pretty low. I think we'll be well below $1,000 a month next month as well, which will bring this average where we want it, below $1,000. And that's after buying an X-Pulse Pro. Yeah, baby. Now we're talking. That's balling on a budget. That's making memories. That's doing something with your money that actually matters compared to just sitting at home and existing and paying bills. Right, y'all, let's talk gas mileage. Here's the Hero. She's getting 79 miles to the gallon, which is pretty damn decent, especially when you compare to the Husaberg 570 Unicorn, barely getting half of that. Granted, the Husaberg is a unicorn that is significantly lighter and 4 times as much power as the Hero, which I would love to have here in India, but it's just not available, and that's all right. So here's the X Challenge 650 that I've been riding around the world the last 3 or 4 years. 52 miles to the gallon, not too shabby, fully loaded, riding that by card. But here, that Hero, I'm literally taking it to the red line at every gear change. So since I've been up here in the Himalayas, we're getting significantly less mileage, just because we're so much higher. You got to hold her wide open, and as we go farther down, you can see the mileage actually increases. So we're still in the 70s, but as we get in the 80s, that's when we're in the plains and definitely doing a lot better since we're not brapping full throttle up the mountains.